The fires are raging here outside of the Intel Esports Arena, and I'm not talking about the normal forest fires here in California. I'm more so looking at Inferno, which is where we're going next between NRG and Liquid. NRG having a good start last night. Let's see if they can carry it over to tonight.
That was amazing. The fact that you wrapped something outside of the bubble of the esports scene into that introduction, you're killing it right now.
Something's got to spice it up around here sometimes, you know what I mean? Anyway, speaking of spiciness, what do we got about this matchup, guys? Liquid NRG.
Liquid to calm down the fire a little bit of Inferno. We're going to hope to see NRG maybe pull a little upset on Inferno. I think out of the two maps we're going to play tonight, I think Inferno is the best chance for NRG to kind of catch Liquid off guard. Now, me and Marcus are just talking. Liquid took down Astralis not too long ago on Inferno, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a couple other games where Liquid shows a world-class Inferno. But that being said, with the the layout of the map, Inferno's map, where you can kind of explode on people or catch people off guard. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
And it's like easy bracket control, right? Like it's easy to get map control T-side compared to other maps, and that's why it's kind of like an equalizing
map.
It's
also easy to not do it right.
Correct.
Well, and really just go back to a stack without realizing. So
if there is a team that needs to come out and put some liquidation down, it would be this Team Liquid lineup. And you know what? There's a very good chance they could do it. Let's take a look at it now. Nitro, JDM, Stanislaw, Twist, and Elige. These guys are no strangers, and they're certainly finding their placings throughout the later part of this year. Should these guys have any trouble tonight?
So last time Liquid played Inferno in a big game was against SK. Or it was against Astralis or SK, and JDM had a massive match, right? It was one of those matches where Coldzera has a 40 bomb, but JDM had a 40 bomb too, and Liquid ended up winning it as an overtime match. So, Elige and Twist almost always show up pretty hard for them, and it really just comes down to whether JDM is there or Nitro is there fragging or Stan, right? So they need three guys fragging pretty hard for them.
Or Elige or Twist.
Well, Twist and Elige are almost always there, right?
Yeah,
they're pretty darn consistent.
What about your boy Cirque, though? Well, actually, you know what? Let's take a look at the NRG lineup before we even bring him out, because you might not know who Cirque is. A recent addition over here to NRG. We've got alongside him Fugly, Breeze, ANJ, and Daps. Now, James, you're a big fan of Cirque. And honestly, I applaud the Deagle usage. What can we expect from him here on Inferno?
I think you meant Beretta usage, but I get you, baby.
What
can I expect from him on Inferno? Well, he's one of those operas who actually has insane movement. And Inferno is one of those maps where if you want to be effective on the T side, you either have to have really patient timing holding angles, or you have to have really good movement, right? So I think we can expect some good things. I'm excited to watch them play, right? I think Fugly's actually been pretty nuts on this map in the past, so I'd be looking out for him too.
Over on Inferno, I mean, it could be a tough one for NRG. And I think the best that they could hope for maybe is that Liquid gets off to a slow start similar to Renegades last night over on Train. But anyway, the first map is Inferno. And what sort of approach can we expect from Liquid?
Well, I mean, Liquid's coming in here confident. I don't think they're too scared of anything NRG's doing. I think they're going to make sure they're focused on the fundamentals of the rotations, the way they've set up the map. Maybe get JDM to Kara and Banana, get him control, rotate off like they have been doing. Overall, though, like Inferno's one of those maps, almost like Dust 2, where you have a certain amount of control given to you inherently, right? Top bracket is easy to take. Banana control can be easy to take. It's a battle early round, but like late round, it's kind of hard to maintain. It's kind of like Dust 2 and Catwalk and Long. And so I guess when you're looking at the map, the reason I think NRG could upset them on this map versus Train is because you can kind of take control of the map by just simply waiting long enough. But then there's that point at which you have to either do a proper late round fake or something to happen to pull the numbers.
Yeah, you need like an algorithm or a recipe for the likely scenarios, basically. And it's one of those maps that lends itself to those recipes, right?
And you can be sure if you have car control while having mid control, Liquid is the type of team who they're not going to sit back in the bomb site. They have experience. They know, hey, late round, we're either going to need to retake Banana, we're going to retake Bracket and push them off, and then our rotation is going to follow. So when I want you guys out there to watch this match, what I want you to pay attention to is how the T's on either side take either Hall's side first or Banana side first. And with that, I think, if NRG does that well, they can make it a close game. But Liquid's world class, so it's going to be tough.
Liquid certainly looking righteous right about now, and more righteous than that could be your predictions. So I'm going to have to ask you what they are.
Do I get the Betway odds first? Because that usually helps me.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You can have it. Let's take Betway odds. Let's give you that training wheel, and see what happens. Yeah, much more one-sided affair.
It's very palindromic as it was yesterday, right?
Palindromic.
Right, so 1-3-3-3-1, 1-3-3-3-1. Yeah, so I mean these odds are very heavily in favor of Liquid. For Inferno, I wouldn't make it that heavily. I think people are, you know, kind of thinking that a world-class team must automatically win, but I think those odds are pretty good. I would go Liquid 16-10 here.
Liquid 16-10 on Inferno sounds good. That's crossing the threshold of getting owned. I feel
yes,
like
maybe
16-9, like Launders was talking about 16-9, 16-8, you're getting owned. Give NRG some benefit of doubt, 16-11 Liquid, and then Train I think is going to be 16-8 Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these two guys said Liquid. Now, the other two gentlemen that I'm going to ask about, their predictions will be Blue and Launders. What are you guys thinking?
Liquid.
Oh, that's actually, there we go.
Whoa, two of me.
I was slightly tripped out there for a second. Don't know if I can handle two of these guys.
Well, you already are, so.
All right, so who do you guys have for predictions? Let's get them real quick.
Liquid.
Outstanding.
Splash.
Whoa.
All right.
There
goes the water emote. You guys just take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Stunna. Yeah, we're getting ready to jump into, oh goodness, our second series of the evening now. Team Liquid taking on NRG, and Team Liquid, of course, has been on the up and up as of late, beating numerous, top European teams in best of threes on LAN. So we would hope, that just an online, individual best of one series against NRG, that should be easy for them, right, at first glance?
Yeah, it should be easy. I mean, NRG actually a pretty good team. They look solid. I think the one weakness they have is like maybe Dabs, who's actually playing really well, even mechanically, like the last time we watched him yesterday. And maybe they can keep that up. I think they're a solid team. NRG are definitely good. They've been earning the victories. Liquid, however, maybe on another tier, but at the same time, maybe aren't going to take matches like this quite as seriously as NRG, since they are flying to different tournaments all the time. Even though they should be taking these very seriously, and they are going to think about Pro League. Everybody wants to win Pro League. That's a big deal.
Sometimes it's just like burnout, right? Like they kind of just get done with this huge string of tournaments, and now it's kind of like it's just an online match. We'll kind of play this one a little bit less seriously here. Maybe there's just not as like strict calling and whatnot going on because you're not playing in a huge arena or a resort in Greece, but
yeah, it's tough. It's sometimes just a matter of being human, right? Being tired, and just have to like constantly give it your all. But any good team really does do that. So hopefully Liquid do keep up really good form. I expect them to, and I expect them to win this game, and I expect NRG to get close to get owned territory. But at the same time, I think NRG are quite good.
And NRG will be starting off on defense this time. Team Liquid on the T side go for a very aggressive push up banana right off the bat to start off here on this pistol round, but they give it up almost immediately. As soon as they get up to the old car spot, they all fall back, and pretty much everybody on the team is going to reroute through alt mid, working their way over towards the apartments now too.
See, they kind of have a bunny on this strat, and Stanislaus is that man, so they rocked it to try to pull a rotate. No one was there, so then he decides to lead into A.
With him already having that kind of primer established, in fact, he got all the way up to that door there too, so he was able to kind of check out what's outside of it. But regardless, it's the usual setup from NRG. The problem is NRG has no clue what's coming into this site. We do see a couple shots fired out from Glocks on Team Liquid there. Now they're going to quickly, again, fall back. It's kind of a dance they're doing here now, too, as they slowly get everything lined up for them to finally execute. And the smoke goes over the top of the roof of apartments in to block off. I believe that was right over by library there. It's going to block off that doorway, prevent anybody from hiding out and swinging out late to try and upset against these NRG players, or excuse me, against these Liquid players. And now as Liquid do go in, that's a great shot from Stan. Just destroys it. Breeze and Cirque are both going to hold for individual kills, but they get traded out seconds later as Stanislaw gets a second kill. Now, Nitro trying to hold in this corner, too. In fact, Daps does swing in, gets two on his own, takes down Stan, and also eliminates Nitro. So all of a sudden, it's just Elige left alone.
Oh, he wins.
We all know how strong Elige is here, as he's going to be able to find the first of three. Two more to go. NRG trying to call this back out, but such a casual one-tap from Elige. And now he looks for one final one to finish it off here, as Daps is going to be trying to dance them a little bit, but Elige still trying to hide out from behind the pole here to take the duel a little bit further. But no, it's Elige, and he wins it in the 1v3 to give the round to Liquid.
That was beast. Yeah, you saw from that first one, just feeling it. Damn, that was nice. Great entries from Stanislaw jumping out Balk. And nice 1v3 from Elige. All headshots.
So nicely done that second one here, too. You can hear the footsteps coming, so he knows something's on the way and just lines it up.
Yeah, that's when, you just got to get your coach. Just lean in close. Be like, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's just him. Well, Cirque doesn't have the best start to this round, and in fact, he's still going to run a little bit more. Ooh, just barely survives that. If he'd been a tad closer to that nade, he'd be a dead man right now. But he does just barely survive the initial volley there from Liquid as they throw it on a molly. That melts him down to about 20 or so, 10 actually. And then the nade hits and brings him down to just 5 HP left over here.
I really don't like taking hauls on anti-ecos as terrorists, but with the proper Molotovs, it can be a good way to get kills early. I typically just like to avoid it, but I'm kind of curious about their approach. Definitely like to look to Liquid for a lot of the more kind of basically any approach to anything on these rounds. Their leadership has shown that they've achieved consistency. They've achieved like results internationally. They play very well, and they do interesting stuff.
Stanislaw trying to route around here, trying to see if he can get an initial pick off. Like I said, they had already injured Cirque, so they've got that going for them. They don't know that necessarily yet, but as they do push in, they're also not going to get much in the way of aggressive pushes from the CT side in general here, as Cirque still sits behind CT spawn. I highly doubt he's going to peek out from the CT angle himself. Oh, maybe I'm wrong about that, actually. The smoke will go in regardless. That's going to push him out finally. Allowed to throw a couple deagle shots in there. No connections for him, but Fugly and ANJ both striking. Fugly, oh my goodness, Fugly! 3 deagle kills in just a couple of seconds right there. And JDM turns himself around real quick and runs away, I believe, to safe. He might try to route over towards A quickly, but I don't know if he has enough time to plant.
No, he doesn't.
He's going to still try to go for it.
There's no way he can go for and win this. What's he doing?
He's going to die. That's what he's doing.
It's 4 dead teammates that are all like, no one's looking at the clock. Like, he can't win that round. There's no chance. He could have just saved the AK. Like, that's what the heck are you doing? That's weird. But insane round from Fugly. Get the 1 deeks first of all, and then on top of that, who was it?
I don't know who he killed, but I know he got 3.
There's 3. Yeah, no, there was somebody else there. Was it Ange doing? Got
Ange got one too. Yeah. Yeah.
So sick hold. He's like a. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, nothing. I was just gonna play by play. So.
Oh yeah. He's just like a more understated player, Fugly, even though he has crazy aim. It's really weird, right? He gets like the quiet kills, but he puts them on the board, and he has like actually very good aim, very good crosshair placement, high HSP, effective with all his rifles. But for some reason, it's not a huge highlight player, which is probably a great thing.
So with some good stuff from him, it puts NRG back on the map here, and immediately throws this game into a little bit of chaos as we end up going 1-1 right at the start. And for Team Liquid, well, they're still going to look to take this early control here out of Boiler into the mid choke point area. Pretty much no resistance on that from NRG at this point in time, as they're set back nice and steadily. You can see like Daps working with the recovered AK from the last round. Quite a few UMPs that I think were also picked up in the last round there too. Fugly and Cirque both working with that. And meanwhile, Team Liquid side, they still just have the upgraded pistols. As with the bomb in hand, they are going to start to molly off the B side at least a little bit here. And they're doing that interesting split, actually. The problem is they do have the AK to deal with right around the corner. So Daps lines it up and, well, kind of gets 2. Twists is going to end up killing Nitro in the process, but he also takes down Daps. Unfortunately, it does still end up being a 2-for-1 in the favor of NRG. And not only that, but Twist being brought down to just 1 HP. He does not have a whole lot to work with. He'll attempt to sneak into the site. The rest of his teammates coming in out and try and pinch this. And as they move in, they dispatch of 1, but good damage was done. So now ANJ can try to finish these players off. 1 goes down. Stan trades it, however. And all of a sudden, we're into an even 2v2 where they're definitely going to get the plant at the very least. As they go in, though, Breeze gets the quick first kill on a Stan. Twist tries to win that out, and he gets close to getting the kill on Breeze. But with that 1 HP, Breeze does shut him down. Well
played from both sides. Twist gave himself the best opportunity to win that round, going up to the coffins, but Breeze is too sick on the aim and was able to adjust with the UMP to make a headshot happen. So overall, round probably shouldn't have got that close, but because it did, that's maybe going to tempt Liquid into deciding to buy. Wow, that was an insane shot. Wow, holy smokes.
And that was Fugly from the last round on the second round there, folks. That wasn't from the most recent round that was played out. That was his big hero play there that saved NRG and now has actually given him the lead, too.
Yeah, it's a huge momentum swing, and to do it that early, it's sometimes more impactful than the pistol to be able to win the second round and to do it cleanly as well. But yeah, this game already starting to get a little bit away from Liquid, who are trying to just recover here, and then Liquid or NRG are actually making it even more annoying for them, being very aggressive on this anti-eco. Common thing to do. Passive setup on A, but no one's pit. I hate this. There's like almost no round where pit isn't valuable, in my opinion, in a passive A setup, because you can play pit itself in like 3 different spots, so you don't have to worry about like the entire thing being compromised or them knowing you're there. It's still hard to kill you. And if you're not there, well then you give it to the C's to jump out. So just play pit.
Cirque already spamming in to be able to get 1 kill here as he dispatches of Nitro. He's ready to fight for more. He is alone on the site currently, though, so he's got to be a little bit careful, but he's playing this really smart. Nicely done. Ends up getting 3 before finally being traded up by Twist. And now it's already down to just being Stanislaw as the last man standing, and Fugly will handle not only him, but the other player that was still left alive on the site there, too. Clean 3-1 setup here now from NRG. And finally, we'll start to see some big buys again from Team Liquid.
Goal of the round was to stop the plant. They did that. Still, Liquid have enough money to buy, but we can see they're buying down to 0 on most people, meaning that we move into the next couple of rounds, they're not going to have money to fall back on if they lose players. So it's very important. It was very important to get those plants on the ecos. Didn't do a great job. NRG, after finding their footing, are in a great place financially as well, and Liquid we're looking to do something quite quickly. Take bracket control with 5 players, no one there trailing behind to make sure that a B push doesn't happen, and the readjustment comes out as a result of that first mid smoke, something that NRG doesn't know happened.
So now we are going to see NRG start to get a bit more aggressive, toying around with long attack here too, even on the gun round, as they push forward with a 2-man team actually to clear that out, and Spam coming back actually from Stanislaw brings Cirque down to just 25 HP. So great response to that. They should have, I think, 1 more smoke to hold off long for a little bit longer here, but Liquid, like they were doing towards the beginning of the half when they had that small advantage, they do go in and once again clear out Boiler and mid-choke relatively quickly with pretty much 0 resistance from NRG.
So this is an interesting round. Again, we're going to have the smoke come out. I think this is for Library to make it. They did this on the pistol where it made it seem like it was an arc trap, so to pull people away from attention on apartments instead of helping the apartments players get out with proper smokes. So here they're going to be doing a similar thing. Cirque's on B alone, but he's only got 25 health, and they're going to split A with this.
It's out of the way there too, as he could have found himself dead relatively quickly due to how quickly that rush was moving in. 1-for-1 trades onto the site itself, however, and Breeze has to jump away there, get some support from Daps, but Stanislaw and Elise are going to take down both of those site defenders, which does put it into a 2v3. They still have the presence of A&J sitting inside of Library here, and he can quickly swing out now that smoke has gone down. He also has a slight amount of vision through the smoke. It's not going to be anything that will reveal positions of members from Team Liquid, however. So it's not worth it. They decide to fall back, give it up, and let Team Liquid claim a second round.
What we saw there was a solid A hit, and because there was 5 players around, that's a round that I would say if you want to strat for your team, to go and grab a demo of that, because you're not relying on getting it open and kill first. You're not relying on, or it's not an adjustment based on having 1 player go down early on. Instead, it's everybody with full HP. All you need is bracket control, which is very standard, and then from there, splitting A from both Arch, Halls, and Lane, which is probably the ideal way to hit any site, as many choke points as possible. And you could see there that even though NRG had 3 people on the site, and they were kind of aware of the fact that it was going to be an arch trap, stood no chance versus the split. So super well executed from Liquid, and that's definitely a round that I'd like to watch back in the future.
So nicely found from the team, and Liquid getting themselves back onto the saddle relatively quickly after dropping that second round and allowing NRG to go up ahead here after a quick sequence of ecos. They themselves are right back into a winning streak here. We'll have to see if they can keep it going to break NRG, as they're right back into it with the full by themselves. No op to be seen just yet on the Team Liquid side of things, but NRG still have theirs on Cirque. You can see they're going to try to play with this early on, but he gets mollied out of that position behind the sandbags there. And all of that aggressive presence that we saw from NRG at the beginning of the last round is now gone as Team Liquid counter it out, and they're going to be able to get the early banana control as a result of that.
2 open halls that it looks like NRG can't do anything about. Now this is something else that you can do. If you play lane, you can fall back to pit easily. If you play arch, you have to like run in front of falls, so it's not quite as easy. So you can still give the benefit of the doubt to the players here that they will fall back into a more passive setup that's a lot safer, but for the meantime are deciding to play up close on bracket to try to get kills, and I think are doing a Virtus Pro mid actually by having all 3 players at lane and 1 boosted up. So the key here is you don't have to play arch if you have 1 boosted, because if the smoke comes down on lane, you can see over the smoke. It's really good to, you need to be pushed up somewhat on most rounds, because again, just like on any other map, you can't just play 5v5 passively always. You have to go and get a kill, you have to burn nades and so on.
And Stanislaw again waits inside a boiler here, getting ready to burst out a little bit and start to take some control, but NRG are going to be ready for it this time as they do move out. Stan looks for that kill, not going to be able to get it. He does do about 1/3 of the HP off of Fugly, but that's it. Fugly is the one that gets the kill there. And now this will send Team Liquid reeling back in the other direction here since they still at least have that top banana control they could play off of, and that's really all they're going to have. Cirque, though, nicely found. Just taking his shoulder out. He's going to be able to find JDM and ANJ playing through the statue. He's going to get one before he's traded out there, but Cirque chimes right back in, and then Fugly shuts it down. NRG go right back into having control.
Great individual performances from everyone on NRG there. The mid hold was perfect. They didn't lose a player. They both peaked at the exact same time. Stan didn't have a proper flash to assist him in that peak, so didn't make his life any easier. But even with a flash, it would have been difficult because on a high-low setup like that, you have one person turned or the person below behind the pillar, and then so no matter what, there's always an opportunity for one person to get the kill, even if both can watch from the beginning. So, but in spite of that, NRG did what they had to do, and on B, Cirque was super quick to get that op kill, putting Liquid now in a position where they don't have enough money to full buy, but have full armored and CZ'd on a loss on after winning the last round. Was that? So, wondering if they spent all their money here, or if it was just some kind of half buy. Oh, maybe anticipating a double save.
I think it's probably that more
Probably
than
that.
anything. But they're going to get ready for a bit of a waterfall play outside of the balcony onto the site here. So a bit of pressure going on to Fugly, but he holds for 2, keeps the spray going for 3, and doesn't get that 4th one. Daps is kind of stealed away from him, but still pretty much playing it exactly as he needed to. And what do you know, he survives with 1 HP as well, so just barely making it out of that alive. Obviously did his work if he did get traded there, but still staying alive is even better, as it's going to save him money in the long run. Nitro knows he's really not going to be in position to do much here, so he just is camping out in Boiler, hoping somebody pushes him. But won't find that. Oh, now he does. And there we go. Nice little repeat there to catch ANJ. Now he's got a gun upgrade that he can run away with and save.
That's why it's such a nightmare to jump out halls, because there's like anyone in pit, anyone on balc. People on balc can actually watch lane as well as apps and have a high-low position on anyone running up lane, so it's just a great spot in general. That means that like it's not a gimmick. You're not going to see people there like not very often. You're going to see the people there very, very often. And getting the first kill, it's a double-edged sword. You get the kill, you do some damage to NRG's economy, which is important, but you also give your position and deny yourself a save on a situation where next round you're not going to have enough money to buy. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, and we can see the money there now for Team Liquid. Definitely not going to be any position to buy really, anything here in this round. Nitro can maybe get himself a couple of upgrades, but that's it. It'll just be P250s as their biggest buys. NRG should have a relatively easy time crushing this one and going up 2-6. But we'll see if Liquid are able to surprise it all here and at least try to get a few kills. Kind of like we saw at the end of that last round. Nitro, of course, able to still get way more kills than even he probably expected there, bringing it down to just 3 for NRG instead of the full 5 that were live after that initial push out from the balcony.
I actually don't like how early they left Cirque alone at top banana. The smoke isn't even deep here. And yeah, he's completely... Oh my gosh. Oh wow, there you go. And the headshot. They have the sight. He's got the op. Stan's going to cut him off with the op. They're going to rotate right into it. Not even a flash to stop them. And I think they realize here that they've got to first. No one's crossed quite yet. But yeah, that's just a huge opportunity. Why didn't they just rotate?
I don't...
Stan picked up the op. Cirque, it would have been called that Cirque was alone.
Yeah, so now, I mean, if this is a gun run, obviously you're saving here CTs, but this is now going to make it even more awkward here, because are they still going to go down that route? And yeah, they're going to save this, it looks like.
Yeah, they could have rotated early.
And then still fought it, but they waited for way too long, and now, I mean, even though it is just mainly P250 still, it's...
They have no armor, no nades at all.
I'm in a bit of disbelief that they get away with this round, to be
It was very, very, very irresponsible to, like, not know that banana was clear and then leave your opera there.
Yeah, so that allows for Stan to get away with not only that kill, but obviously the second one that lines up towards the edge of it as well. And Liquid even know that they have full liberty at this point, so they're going to push out, see if they can maybe find 1 or 2 more players still hiding in A. They won't. They'll be safe to tuck away in CT, but...
That is huge. It's not just a round where NRG lose. Liquid bought nothing, so they have so much money left over.
Yep, just P250s, and some didn't even buy anything at all here. So Stan getting away with that single kill, clears out the entire site, and the incredibly slow reaction from NRG just throws away the round, basically.
I don't know what, like, Andrew's alone, so I find it hard for myself to, like, blame him for anything, because, like, how come his teammates aren't rushing along with him? But, yeah, it's weird.
Well, they're going to have to try to make up for that. Thankfully for NRG, they still have enough money to full buy into the next round, especially with those saves, but still, Would get right back into a full buy here. They have the op present here now as well. They'll go 1 for 1, excuse me, 2 for 1 to start, as apparently NRG tried to get aggressive in that long haul there at the edge of apartments. You're going to be able to take down both Fugly and Breezy early on here, while only losing Twists on the Liquid side.
Ooh, Dab's in a critical spot. Actually gives up the fight at Boiler.
Nice spams too here, so he's not going to know where he's at, but still able to get 1 kill. Sees another player down below, as it looks like JDM decides not to take that fight, and for good reason too. He is on the op there, so he knows it's going to be a little bit dodgy up close and personal. Stanislaw, though, trying to lurk back in from the other side. He is going to get tagged by his teammate, and he does give away the fact that he's right outside of the room, but still moves in, gets the kill on Daps, and re-equalizes this fight down to a 2v2.
Very interesting 2v2, both on the site. And it looks like they will press towards A. And in this 2v2 situation, they've decided not to play the sites together and just going to leave Cirque alone. And I guess Cirque has the op, so... Oh, interesting. Wow, that is crazy. The timing there. Cirque finds a good time to peek. Knows that he's in pit once again, and is actually on the big rotate around from mid, but I don't think... Oh my gosh, if Ange just randomly died there, that would be a tragedy. I mean, Cirque would have had a hard time winning that 1v1. So I think it's fortunate and makes sense and is good that NRG won that round.
And we can see how it started off here too with that aggressive push that didn't actually go so well for NRG, but thankfully they do manage to recover it down from the 3v4 and win out the round. So they keep their advantage going 6-3 here against Team Liquid, and Team Liquid will still have their bye, of course, because of that massive round that they got away with. It's not going to be amazing, but they still get 3 AKs with full utility behind all 3 of them, and the 2 CZs as well. So there's certainly something to work with here where Team Liquid could potentially upset on this round.
Yeah, definitely still hope. And again, on T side, this is much more viable than on CT. Rifles up front. It's easiest to trade. Very easy kills. Or the reverse. Looks like a full A hit. This time they're going to do it kind of without bracket control. They're going to try to get right in the middle of these smokes. The refresh, which may or may not happen. We'll see when Elise lets go of it. If they're actually going to split lane with it, they've got 1 person in halls. 2 are going. Maybe just 2-3.
Split's still taking a time for these guys to actually get out onto the site, however, but thankfully they still have plenty of time to play with. There's smokes at the edge of the long haul here too. At the moment, NRG covering things quite nicely, so it is going to be relatively difficult for Team Liquid to reach the veil here, but as they go in, Fugly is able to hold the line for 1, but the problem is they're getting overloaded very quickly. Daps saving the day along with Breeze, though, as he gets the double kill towards the end of it. JDM did manage to take down Daps to eliminate 2 from NRG, but NRG will still win it, and that should now break Liquid again.
Hell yeah, that was a sick hold from NRG. Both Breeze and Daps putting in as much work as they need to. Fugly getting the first kill and slowing the whole thing down is so important too. If he dies in pit right away, that is just one more out for Liquid as they come into the A site. So critically important that everybody put in as much work as they did, and that puts Liquid back on a save. So NRG looking solid right now.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Cirque just going in there and immediately dispatching of a leash. So nicely found from him, and he was pretty much halfway into the pit at that point too, so great catch from him. He tries to re-peek and get a second one, won't find that, and then very promptly we'll see it get smoked off so as to prevent any additional losses from Team Liquid there, and also safety of NRG's own members here.
So yeah, the hold is good. I wonder what Liquid were trying to do last round, or what they did in the previous round where they split A from Arch as well. Because I think they threw similar smokes, but instead of actually going Arch this time, they just focused on lane. Maybe it's because they knew that they could bait that reaction out without actually having to spend people there that could die. But I'd have to probably watch it back or ask.
NG does have the small hole in there in the smoke, so he's able to get another kill. Eliminates a second player here now from Team Liquid, bringing them down to 3. They're still going to push into B, it looks like, with everybody else pushing up, getting ready to execute here with the 1 flash. That's not going to leave them with a whole lot to execute on, but hey, at least it's something. And now Daps will set up on top of the boost-up spot. They're not going to check this first off, so he gets 1, 2, and 3. There you go. There's a quick round for NRG as they take complete control with no players going down this time.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice to see Daps playing well, for sure. Really good spray control, easy cleanup, stop the plant, and we can see that, you know, sometimes even on these full ecos, Liquid have actually won 2 full ecos, I think. Or no, sorry, they came really close on the 3rd round after NRG ecoed them. Brought it back with Twist pushing into CT. Came very close, but couldn't actually pull it out.
And then we had the other round.
And then the other round, yeah.
And we don't need to describe because
we don't talk about that round.
yeah. So Cirque He's going to be trying to swing out from Samex here, but apparently JDM is not going to realize his health pool. The Molly does the job for him. ANJ will be the one to claim a life here, and now a nice swing from Cirque. It was a little bit off the angle, but then he jumps up on top to hit the headshot on Nitro, taking him out of the fight, and there you go. All hope for Team Liquid gone in a matter of seconds. And for Elysian Twist, looks like they're just going to bust out on A and hopefully get a couple of kills. Twist starts it off with a nice one. They've got the A site, but there's nothing else to be gained here, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a rip. Twist plays a lurk on this map, and sometimes is assisted with another, like, someone to take attention away from him, which is something interesting that Liquid do. Like, they'll have Stanislaw come mid, make presence himself. Twist will be sitting in halls all the time, no intention of helping him, but I think it's to set it up so that Twist has the attention taken away from him, which is an interesting thought. But yeah, here there's no way that they can do it, man. Cirque's flick shot accuracy is through the roof. Like, this is someone who's worth buying an op for.
So look at these last two to see what kind of damage they're able to do. NRG know they're going to get pressured eventually from this other side, so you look to smoke it back off, and they're getting some good spam damage against Twist too. That discourages them from really pushing back out. And finally, when the smoke does fade, Elige is able to trade for one kill, but that is it. NRG still win it out relatively quickly, and Team Liquid are never able to recover from getting pretty much decimated there at long, as we'll now see on the replay here.
Yeah, suddenly we're getting into, like, abysmal half territory, and just the carpet of Molotovs to destroy JDM. Absolutely no chance. He thought he painted himself into a corner, but he thought he was safe in that corner, and then nope, he was wrong. Another bucket of paint came his way.
So similar splits. There's no really need to change anything on the energy side of things. And oh, nice nades going across here. As we do see Liquid trying to force their way forward. Cirque's going to spot it. He does get wrecked by a flashbang though, so he has to fall back to church. But oh, still hits the shot through the smoke. ANJ is able to get one before he's traded out by Elige, but as Cirque moves in, he's got the dualies. That would be ballsy there to try to play it at that range, but he'll sit back, wait for them to peek, and there you go. It's just hook, line, and sinker for Cirque as he shuts down yet another kill, up to 3 in this round, and even gets the 4th one there too as he pushes up with the dualies and gets the immediate headshot to take down Nitro.
This kid, no, I'd say this man, but he's 17 years old. He's super quick.
And 17 and 5 on the scoreboard, with the next highest teammate being at 12.
And that was one of my favorite strategies. Have you seen that one before?
What's a strat? Or?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I call it Rush B. Super, I love that one.
I thought you were leading me off to something more advanced there. I was like, wait, what? You tricked me. So getting into this next round here, Liquid do have the full buy going again. 4 AKs and the op on JDM, along with full utility, so they've got everything they would need here. And we even have NRG trying to deny some of that early control a little bit there, as we do with like Molly's and whatnot going in. NRG using some of their own utility early on to try and push back up Banana. Again, as they want to reestablish the control there. JDM, let's see if the timing aligns. No, he decides not to take that shot. I think he's a little bit more worried about getting pushed at this point. The re-smoke comes in, so I think they have one more after this if they did it properly. With the 3-man stack. But in the meantime, Liquid is going to push out, so that third re-smoke may never actually come in, since we have the push moving its way out here. Breeze already able to shut down one. The Molly is going to force Daps into the open, but still through the smoke again. We see Daps claiming another kill along with Breeze and Ange, both finding frags. Nothing getting done by Liquid at all there, and it's all energy once more.
Hell yeah, that was only the first part of that strategy too. They were just using that for like lane control, and they're going to get people in pit. They couldn't even do that, so they couldn't even set up for the rest of their execute. Energy doing a great job getting in their faces, not being afraid, good counter nades, everyone was blind. Solid hold. And that's also something that people should watch for. A lot of people watch for an execute and how it ends up working out well and in their favor, but a lot of times you got to watch for how people counter nade, because that's something that people don't do, and it makes executes look amazing.
So on to the 15th round, the final round of the first half here. Liquid are unfortunately going to be eyeing into this one with, well, they get themselves their guns, but that's pretty much it. They get the ump in this one, AK buy on Elige with decent utility, but everybody else is going to be pretty much at minimum. So they're going to rush into this one. Fugly's actually caught off guard, though. Gets hit by the flash, throws out the smoke way too late, but still, look at this. Twist killed his teammate, first off, and then after that, 3 more kills rolled out for NRG. Stanislaw is trying his best to reverse this now, as he's now the last man standing here for his team in this half. As he moves up, he still needs to take down Fugly. I'm not sure if Fugly realizes that Stan is this close, but Stan's going to take his current advantage forward anyway, hoping they'll find someone pushing him for mid-choke. Not going to be the case. He does pick up the bomb, and now, yeah, he could sneak back down through mid and go up towards B, which I think is exactly what he's going to do. Oh, but here comes ANJ. He's going to check for it, and he does take down Stan, so denies that runaway attempt from Stan to move out of there, and ANJ will close out the half. The dominant one from NRG, as you can see, 12-3 against Team Liquid. We'll see if Liquid can piece it back together when the second half resumes right after this.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
And we're back again here at EPL, folks, where a lot of people, myself included, would have thought that Team Liquid would have been able to close out here this first map with relative ease, but NRG's strength that's been continuing to grow over the past couple weeks continues to show, as now they lead 12-3 here on Inferno, coming off the first half against Team Liquid.
It was incredibly dominant. Liquid did a lot of cool stuff. I mean, a lot of like really well thought out, I thought, executes, but NRG's counter nades were perfect. The aim was on points. Dap showed up. Cirque was hitting all his op shots, a lot of them flick shots as well, which was really impressive. And a couple of missteps cost them rounds, including like one where like Cirque dies to Stanislaw when they have no armor. But apart from that, like had a solid, firm hold on the half.
Yeah, absolutely. And thankfully, you know, those small mistakes they did make, they recovered to them almost instantly in the next round after that one. They almost immediately traded out. I think every single round Liquid won was immediately traded. Maybe they managed to get a 2-streak going there, but yeah. I think for the most part, it was shut down pretty quickly afterwards. They never let them build up like a massive economy or anything. So they also had Liquid pretty much on the run for most of that half as well.
Yeah, they did the race.
Yeah. Well, with that said, it's time to go into the second half here now and see if NRG can keep this strength going on T side. And with a scoreline like this, it is possible for them to quickly just shut down this entire map with a pistol round victories. They could quickly swing up towards 15. We'll see if their pistol prowess can keep itself going, however, as they're going to take it nice and slow to start off here. Very different than what we saw from Team Liquid, who almost immediately moved in and took apartments control this early on. NRG is holding back at Crossroads, but this could work because, look, Liquid are pushing down very aggressively. Banana, and we'll see if they decide to go past the arches, at which point they would find a whole load of players from NRG. Now they're actually going to be the ones that push, so Twist ready to take that fight. He gets 2. JDM comes in for a 3rd, but Twist is still helping out there as he gets the assist on the 3rd kill. And NRG's plan, unfortunately, has now backfired as they weren't patient enough to wait to see if Liquid would push back out. It's down to ANJ and Fugly here to try and clutch this out. ANJ finding a first pickup here. Twist still stuck at that corner. If they can kill him, it's an even fight again, but Twist holds strong with a 4th kill as he takes down Fugly and wins it out for Team Liquid. That's 2 huge individual performances on 2 pistol rounds in a row from Liquid.
He's so sick on pistols, and you know, in a setup like that, you can see they're hoping that people are going to come out from T-stairs or back to mid. They hold bottom banana, they don't get any farther than this. They hold crack peak angles, and they put NRG in a spot where they aren't ready to take these fights because they don't know that they're there. Whereas Liquid are fully prepared and every moment waiting for somebody to come around the corner. And that's why they had the advantage, and that's hopefully why they won. Sometimes that's just, if you look at how many shots were fired, like let's say you look at the stat is how many shots were fired before anyone died. Well, in that situation, like you could say, all right, if 3 shots are missed before anyone died, then anybody could have won that because sometimes you'll come out around a corner, hit your first shot. So a lot of it just has to do with aim, who's feeling it, what happens that moment. But James mentioned it before. I totally agree. Pistol rounds can be extremely random. But in terms of merit, you can look at Liquid and say their setup was designed to stop that.
Yeah, well, NRG still continue to look for a response. They may try to go for the upset here again. They did it on the first half. We'll see if they can do it 2 times in a row here now with Deagles in hand on everybody except for Daps, who ended up being kind of like the designated utility player. We've got this 2-man push coming into A, but this is not where they're actually committing their players towards. And Breeze is going to be unfortunately beat due to timing there from JDM, who pushes out just as he's looking the other way. Twist lines up the kill on ANJ as well. And they did have a third player here. It was Daps, actually, but the other two on the other side of the map are looking at push up here. And as we can see, they find Nitro, but he's able to pop off that smoke just before any of those shots connect onto him. That should delay things even more here for NRG now. And they only have 30 seconds left, so there's not much delaying more that could be done here.
Yeah, let them live. I mean, if they don't want to run the bomb into the site, delay as long as possible. Here they are running, realizing that they've got to do something. Stanislaw takes a bit of an off angle to help his teammates. And Daps all alone, 10 seconds left. Twist hits him right away. So 5 alive, no bomb down, no kills made. Liquid in a great position, all things considered. 7 rounds of deficit, obviously, but at least they are able to hang on their SMGs. Best route to a comeback. 5 nades bought for NRG. What will they use them for?
Let's take a look and see. They're going to use them nice and early. I'm thinking banana, personally. And I think I'm right about that. There we go. Multiple nades. Elise just runs right out of there. And that's going to give them a whole lot of room to work. The problem is there was counter nades that were also thrown there. Great damage to Circuit and J. So they're not going to be able to immediately follow this through and just try to burst in and kill these players. In fact, Liquid's nades did way more damage than NRG's did, as the ones from NRG really only hit Elige down to about half HP. They smoke off the alleyway here too. And that's going to turn NRG back the other direction here. With probably not too much success if they decide to go towards A. They were going to lean up through this way. JDM spots it coming a little bit late to spot it, but thankfully the Molly just kills 3 players right off the bat. And now Stanislaw is able to dispatch of the last player there too, taking him down, and that will secure a number 6 for Team Liquid.
Yeah, that's solid. I used to play. I have to say, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh when I was 12, and there was a card, a trap card called Magic Cylinder. And what it did was it took all the damage that you put into your opponent and sent it right back to them. And that's kind of what happened with those nades on Banana. Nades in response.
There you go. Well, at the very least, NRG do get through these couple awkward few rounds for themselves, and hopefully can recover a little bit better on their gun round, as that has allowed for Team Liquid to very quickly bargain their way back into this matchup here. 6-12, still a lot of recovering to do, as they have to look to push all the way up to 12 rounds themselves just to tie this game. But they get one, 2 or 3 more here. They have a chance at it. They're kind of right back into the game. It's only a 5 or 4 round deficit at that point. Angie's gonna look for the first entry. Oh, unfortunately, I think that smoke bounced and it kind of got in his way, as it does have collision on it, so that did hold him back for a couple of extra seconds. He wanted to brute force past it before it plumed, but now they're going to end up going in. It's at least a 2-for-2 trade. Breeze actually ends up burning out Stan, and then Breeze finding a second kill for himself, a third for the team, keeps it even down to a 2v2. But look at this Nitro leaping into the fray there. Is able to stop the plant from happening, and now ANJ just trying to survive on his own, but they gave him the 1v2, and he does it! Big mistake from Liquid, as they go out thinking they can win it in the open, and that's not the case.
The audacity of them to jump through that smoke in the 2v2. I'm glad they got punished. It would have been unjust if they had won. But at the same time, it made so much sense. Like, they stuck that plant. NRG had no idea they would try to do anything so crazy. ANJ was in a good spot to deal with it, but he won the 1v2, so I got a little impassioned there, but yeah, just kind of quite a crazy turn of events.
Unfortunately, they carried that audacity through all the way to the 2v1, and then that's when it got a little bit too crazy there. That kind of gave it to ANJ, so he was able to close out in that situation. Dap's going to be trying to go in for that early apartments control, but little do they know, they've got JDM here, and it looks like there's maybe a bit of small miscommunication, granted, because it looked like JDM wanted to peek mid and see if he can get anyone down at the crossroads there, but the smoke comes back out. So like I said, it's definitely not a big deal, but just a little bit odd there, since JDM was getting ready to peek back out, and then he gets denied by a smoke.
This could be Liquid's last chance to win in this map, because they had NRG, if they win this, is 14. Liquid are going to have to save.
It's going to start off very slow for NRG here, as their players end up splitting up all around the map, starting things off. Just kind of look for picks, since Liquid still very much have the full buy due to how clean rounds number 2 and 3 were for Liquid. Even the pistol to a certain degree. As NRG start to move themselves back up, they will find the old car spot clear. It's just the site that they'd have to worry about. They still keep a player on watch for flanks too, as ANJ plays over there by that mid-crossroad position. Liquid are going to group up still with 3 on that site, as they play into their own default angles here. So if NRG can make this push happen and, you know, leave no room for trades, and that's even better too, as NJ getting this kill in mid, takes down JDM right there, so it already causes a bit of a divide. But Elijah gets that usual first kill. He's able to get 2 and 3, actually, from up on top of the flower pot before he gets traded out by Fugly. Nitro even takes down Fugly right after that, so all of a sudden, this huge advantage NRG had is now completely gone. ANJ looking to hold, he gets that first kill, but unfortunately he's also dinked in the process down to 10 HP, pushing up. Ooh, and actually, I'm amazed he gets away with that. He basically has to force the plant, however, and little does he know that Stanislaw is this close. Brings out the AK, but not going to be quick enough to respond to that, and Liquid do win the round.
Damn, the boy genius, Elige, hitting him with the, oh my gosh, insane mechanics. Damn, what a transfer, dude. And he only saw the third guy earlier before he even went for the second kill, so that was super sick. That was just some damage he was going to try to do just before he fell off.
Jordan's trying to give us some in-game calls from across the room.
Oh, yeah.
So now NRG splitting their players up again here, looking for those picks once more, but let's see. Ooh. He notices Fugly sitting here, so actually still is able to hold on there and takes down Fugly regardless. Would have thought for sure Fugly would get that kill, but no. And they not only lose Fugly, but Breeze is pretty much out of the action here too now. He's at 12 HP, so he's going to remain very passive for the rest of this round.
What will they decide to do? Holding on to Halls, move back through underpass, bottom B smoke from Liquid, tons of control here. They know that they, like, at the very least, if they don't do anything about B, that they're fast flanked if they go A. If they go for B control, well, they could get killed because they've been stationed up and ready all this time, but they do want to test it.
Elige spots the one barrel peek there, so they can actually call this out early. And there we go, shut down, 3 quick kills, leaving it all onto Daps here to try and clutch 1v5. He does have a decent amount of time, but that smoke is going to block him off from immediately trying to refrag onto Elige or Nitro. And really just piss him off, as there's not a whole lot left that he can do.
I know, this is just annoying. You're like, I mean, you know I'm going to die. Like, let me at least have
at least just peek you.
Exactly.
Give me a fair chance to kill at least one of you.
But Daps is a patient man.
So now he should jump out here. And they've already seen him, so goes out. Oh, realizes that close left player there. Oh, and he gets the second one too. It's also on one clip as well, and now he's going to trade out to the AK. Sees the gun being flown out there, so he knew there was one at Old Car, but JDM still wins that battle. And finally, Liquid close out.
You know what they say about patience?
Pays off?
It's a virtue.
Oh, yeah.
Patience pays off. Blue 2017. It's true. It's true, though. It did.
So NRG end up on a full save here, as finally their money is going to be ground down to a halt. Just going to be Glocks, so expect a pretty straightforward round here, and I think Liquid actually is going to try and crush it, as I'm pretty sure they know exactly what's happening. They've already killed 1 with a nade. JDM moves in for 2 quick additional kills. And there we go. They've already got full control. They didn't realize that ANJ snuck away, but it's going to... Oh, I was going to be very surprised if we won that duel versus Twist, but Twist does hold on.
And it seems like Liquid are a lot scarier right now, and it's kind of sad because NRG had such a good half overall on their CT side, and it didn't seem like it was just like a standard CT side. They had everything going well for them, counter nades, communication, and all that. And right here are looking a lot worse for Wear, and Liquid are starting to look like they're gaining a lot more confidence as well. And I wonder if they started for CT side first, what this game would have looked like. Because at this moment, it feels like Liquid are going to win. I don't know if you share the sentiment.
Yeah, no, I would say so. The momentum swing is very much in the favor of Liquid.
Yeah.
It's kind of up to NRG now. They have some great strat to turn this back the other way. The good news is NRG still have a pretty good lead, so...
They had a very important round where they could have, if they won it, it would have been a double save for Liquid. It probably would have been the whole map. They missed that opportunity. They kind of had to work from behind now, earn 2 rounds in a row just to get a save off of them. Might have to go 3 buy rounds straight up. Well, technically, it'd have to be 3 buy rounds no matter what straight up, as long as there's 2, because they're going to force up in the final round of the game, or whatever is match point.
Yeah.
So it's a hard road from here, and if you haven't won any T rounds, you've got a lot to prove. Well, they've won.
They won a few.
2, 3. Oh wait, was it 9?
It's 12-3.
12-3.
So they won 1.
1. Yeah, like they won that single A execute.
And now they're going to get ready to go for this execute again. Since, well, it worked one time, why not try it again and see if they can make their way into the site. JDM spotting it coming, but he does miss his initial peek. Now they know that he's going to be hiding out towards Brokewall. Flash is hitting both sides, really. Nobody's going to be clear at this point, so it's a one-for-one trade to start it off. As AJ moves in, he's looking for something, but Stanislav is ripping players apart. Cirque, at the very least, able to trade him out, but this does lead itself down to be an even 2v2 again. Liquid, I think, historically has won the majority of these, and they're going to quickly push back through the smoke. Same as before, but NRG is ready for it this time. He hits first. They still have Cirque sitting right on the site, too. So he hits the second, takes down Nitro, and secures the 14th for NRG.
That's the same round they won.
That's literally the same thing, yeah.
NRG from Pit gets 2 kills in the 2v2 as they push through. But this time just as the smoke dissipates, but quickly nonetheless. And it was off that same exact A execute that NRG got away with that. So right here, Liquid are going to have very little money if NRG win this round. NRG only have 1 strat so far that works. But that doesn't mean that Liquid have learned how to deal with it. And actually, those rounds have come quite close. They could go even more in the favor of NRG. It seems like the players in halls are able to get out, which is a big part of the strat. And because they're able to get in pit, like it's hard to say that they aren't going to win.
Oh my
Cirque
goodness,
is too quick.
just saves the day right there. Look at how close Breeze was to dying as well. 6 HP, Twist, he's going to swing in very quickly. Fine, AJ moving back out. Another close-up battle. Good change of positioning for him, but he finally does go down at the hands of Fugly. As more move in, though, JDM up in the boost-up spot. He'll go 1-for-1. Fugly continuing to find these trades. It's another 2v2, and a very, very familiar situation to what we just saw in the last round. But ANJ's not here this time. He can't save the day, but Cirque might be able to do that from Pit.
What did Nitro just do that for? I want to know. This is re-smoked arch for them.
I know Elige is on this side too, so he's going to back up. He's going up towards Boiler. Nitro joining him, actually. As Elige is going to route out. I like what they're doing, actually. It looks like they're trying to isolate Cirque. Make sure they can take that op out of their hands, since the player on the site is going to have more of a limited option. The problem is they're not expecting the Cirque just to peek him at basically the perfect time to take down Elige. So it is brought down to Nitro. 1v2. And I just realized the bomb hadn't even gone down just yet, but he moves in and quickly takes down Cirque. So now we're in a 1v1. Fugly trying to go out into the open to take it, but Nitro will win it this time. And with that said, that is going to be Liquid buying themselves a ticket right back into this match, going 10-14.
Nicely done from Liquid. I actually thought up until Cirque got that kill, well, they gave Liquid too much room to set up. After NRG had called them out on the push one time, they just decided not to do it the next time. The next time they moved quickly, but not through smoke or anything like that. Here, they NRG like respected the fact that they do jump through smokes, which allowed them to get in better positions at lane and halls. And then when they came up and Cirque got that kill, being very proactive, mind you, and that's why he got that kill, like looking at both angles, not just holding on to something too stubbornly. That made it seem like Liquid had gotten way too much control, but that had been stopped, and there was no way they would win. And Nitro comes out with the sick peaks and destroys Cirque, who's been super quick and very tight on the peaks as well.
And just that one and done round trade there from NRG. Look at how quickly it's broken their economy down too. They are on primarily Glocks, and they've got 1 CZ and Deagle buy sitting on Fugly and Breeze respectively. Liquid, I think, know they're broken too, so they go hyper aggressively down Banana early on. They know it's open, so they're going to already rotate the third man off the site. But look at this from Cirque. He got all the way through mid-choke into arches by CT. There's no way Elige is going to expect this, so Cirque walks right into a free first kill here for NRG. And now with an MP9 in hand, it's a bit of a peek there, but look, Breeze also manages to move in there. He kills one on the A site, so this is going to cause some interesting splits for NRG, but Cirque does get dropped, as does Breeze, and now we're kind of right back where we started.
Definitely A site is the one to go to. They know they got a kill here. They know there was 2 people at B, 2 kills in total. They would have to kill Stanislav, though. He is low as well.
And they know where he's at, so Daps is going to be able to swing around, taking him down. They did put this into the 2v2. If they want to go back up on top, they can recover an extra gun here. And there we go. They managed to pick up the 2-on-4, so they have that going.
It's like a retake server.
What do you go again? It's just damn smoke again.
Wonder if Nitro will re-smoke it again for them, or...
Oh, JDM moving in. I think he hit it too.
Yeah.
Just through the wall, though, so it doesn't do all that much. Only knocks off about half of his HP. So he's down about 50. Oh, great flash, too. Right into the face of him. It's going to delay things for a little bit more. At the very least, run the timer down a bit. JDM moves in, though, takes him down. Fugly trades it and goes in for the quick headshot to take down JDM. It's another round for NRG, as now they're up on map point.
Clean. And they won't shift any players around like they would in retakes around. It's been pretty balanced so far, I think. Oh, man, that's sick. Tight peaks. He has no armor here. Boom, headshot. Nice.
So on a full eco round, NRG managed to upset again here and turn the tides once more. Now Liquid need to run 5 straight, and look at the buy they have going here too. A Mag 7, an MP9, 2 CZs, and a 5.7 to try and start them back on the road to recovery to take this to OT.
Yeah, hopes are low in the Liquid camp. They've got Ragtag by Value Village by posted up in halls. See, this is why I don't like doing anti-ecos 2 halls as terrorists. If someone had done this to Liquid, I wonder would Liquid have been able to get those kills? Because right now they're doing exactly where they would. They're holding exactly where they would go, which makes sense, you know, in terms of why you would do that. But I wonder why anyone would challenge halls versus pistols and SMGs and stuff like that. Very dangerous.
Oh, nobody's going to push inside of the window room just yet, as that'll remain safe at the very least. But this does allow for Liquid to try and surprise a little bit later on in the round here. If they can maybe try to catch them at Boiler, like specifically JDM. He's going to be sitting inside of there waiting with the 5-7 in hand, trying to see if he can impact against anyone here. But it's only NRG now. The rest of the players have swung over towards Banana. And JDM doesn't go for a full peek of the mid, so they don't realize what's happening just yet here. They're going to need to very quickly rotate over, and I think they finally caught on to it. The flashes go back in. Nitro trying to hide close up here. And remember, he's one of the few players that actually have a real gun to play with.
That was interesting. There's a smoke top banana and one like basically in the site, so they thought they could execute through that. I love that they didn't actually run through. That's very smart of them. But now the rotate is coming in, and there's 20 seconds left. So if this bomb gets dropped, there's like no way they're going to be able to pick it up after that.
As they go in, JDM, look, he's got an AK to play with here now because they took down NRG before too. So we fully rotated over. They go in. Unleash gets one for the top. Nitro's able to peek back out. It's nice, clean, very well coordinated from Liquid. And with the exception of Cirque getting a kill on JDM, everyone from Liquid survives the encounter.
So I'm not sure if it's luck that allowed them to like the smoke, the second smoke that landed. I'm not sure if they did that like. I'm not sure why there was 2 smokes plumed at the exact same time where they thought they could flash through and like get through the only smoke on the site. But whoever threw that smoke was the hero, obviously, because it stopped NRG from pushing in all the way, and they pretty much gave everything up because they decided, oh, we're going for sure, and they canceled, meaning that you could hear all the footsteps. And yeah, now NRG actually on a save, and that's really tough because that was definitely their best chance to win. They won't get another round like that.
And here on this round, while NRG not being given a chance at all, it's down to a 2v5 already, just about 20 seconds into it. Naps, oh, thought he could move up there and get the kill, but not going to happen. Breeze as well, missing too many shots. And Stan with 2 headshot kills in the Mag 7, giving himself a little bit of a bonus paycheck there. So his money continues to grow a little bit. 3 more to go for Team Liquid, however.
Yeah, and pretty much 2 buys for NRG. So I'm not sure if they're going to win, or yeah, no one is, obviously. But here they're going to have Cirque with the op on T side. I'm curious what the strategy is. They have had a few good rounds to show themselves with Hall's control, and I don't know if Liquid will answer with their own Hall setup to begin with. JDM looks to be peeking mid. No one's going to be giving him this frag quite yet. Will they actually jump back? It seems like he might. Yeah. Oh, in the leg though, however.
I think he thought he was going to jump in pit.
That could be a good nade. Oh, 20 damage. Half of what he had left.
So Breeze ends up alive for now, but is going to have to play relatively passively as a result of this. And now JDM, he even reads into what Cirque is doing. Both of them, I don't even know if JDM took a shot, but Cirque misses his at the very least. No one is going to end up going down in that situation, but that does now give NRG immediate control of the mid chokeout point. We'll see the smoke over there at Rap side redeployed, giving them a little bit more room to work with.
Oh, is he in Boiler? Oh,
yeah, he is. Yeah.
So that's just angles right there.
So he pushes back out, twists in a bit of an awkward spot here. He's getting it done. He knew he was low on ammo, so that was actually really smart to stop the spam. Make sure he can take down Cirque. Well done as he continues to trade things out here. Breeze now low, but Fugly through a box, takes down Unleash here, evens it up, and all of a sudden it's down to a 1v1 again. Fugly versus Nitro to decide the match potentially if Fugly wins it. Fugly at the moment wasting a little bit of time just to make sure that he's not immediately here. And actually, he's just going to go right out to Porch, take the duel, and take him down as well. Fugly clutches it out on the final round. He gets a 4K, and that will give it over to NRG as they take control here on Inferno versus Team Liquid.
You don't really see Liquid or Fugly pop off, and by the way, he was shaking his crosshair. I think that was like the Fugliest pop off.
I mean, he had a great game overall, right? That wasn't just that round. He had quite a few really impactful rounds that managed to push his team into the lead and recover them from bad situations in the round before, too.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, with that said, I believe we have the analysts waiting, so let's have them break down this very intense map number 1.
I think it's officially certified right there. Oops, certified, my bad. Anyway, the guy is killing it, and you can't even deny it at this point.
I think we have a few more of those word plays for you. Just watch out for them. We're not going to make them as obvious.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
We definitely have a couple. Cool match to watch, though. Like we said, that was NRG's chance to do what they did. And it wasn't in the sense that we thought. We thought T-side might be their chance to surprise more. but they were locking down those bomb sites on CT side, and and at first you could say, oh well, like Liquid got the pistol, are they gonna like what's going on here? But NRG, even after getting ecoed again, stayed strong.
Yeah, they win CT side 12-3, not winning the pistol round. I mean, that's just amazing right there. That you can't state it.
Let's look at it. Let's look at round 2. Let's just dive right into it.
Anti-eco.
So we kind of broke this round up into 2 parts right here. We're going to show that Liquid's going to be taking the map control top mid, and what I wanted to highlight here is that they take the map control. That's great. They're really thorough about it. They're putting the nades in the right places. They have everyone checking corners and whatnot. But it's an anti-eco round, and I'm kind of like a fan of not going too slow on anti-eco rounds. I'm not saying you should rush, but it's like they basically telegraphed that they're going to go B, right? So this is the second half of the clip. And they've allowed themselves to allow Fugly to get 3 deagle kills, right? 2 of them are sick 1 deags. The second one is, more of a standard type kill. But I'm just saying, like, the way they played this round allowed for NRG to read them, right? They just allowed them to make a read. Whereas if you have a faster tempo to it, it doesn't allow the CTs to get in position. So,
well, it is Counter-Strike. And not only is it Counter-Strike, it's online Counter-Strike. Yeah. So anything can happen.
Mm-hmm. Except for spin botting, because it's on ESL and they have good anti.
We saw that yesterday with Kusta, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
The diffuse, so the big old turnaround there. Anyway, Jordan, what are some key takeaways you have from this matchup?
Well, just looking at those rounds, I think some of the key takeaways was Cirque's presence, obviously. Outside that Antique round where Fugly got the big 3 kill and he closed out the match with another clutch. Like Marcus was saying on those rounds, Liquid seemed to be a little bit indecisive or too slow. Going back, it could be even that their spacing might have been wrong running into the bomb site, but anti-eco rounds are definitely something that I don't think any team has mastered. But I definitely think, they're playing slow. You generally want to scout. If you're going to use time to push people into areas, well, they didn't do anything to guarantee that NRG wasn't simply stacking B, which is what they were doing. And that's where you normally say, if you're going to take back control, you might want to leave 2 guys towards bracket and send 1 guy in B with 2 behind him. Because then if it's just 2 there, that first guy could do some damage, maybe die, but his next 2 could flood in, and it's a 2v2, and they have better guns and stuff. Or if you see those 3, the last 2 at B could fall back to the 2 at A if you're going to play slow. So I liked the start of the round from Liquid, but to just simply run back into B without knowing whether they were stacking passive A, passive B, is a little bit presumptuous. So.
Well, we're going to look at round 8 right now, and a very, very smart play in Banana here by Stanislaw.
Yeah, so,
this was neat, yeah.
So we've been, like, parroting all about Stanislaus lurking, right? So as soon as the smoke comes in, like, see him. He's the guy on the right side of Cirque's screen right there. Cirque mollies behind the car wall, right? But Stan's hiding in the smoke, and Stan's hearing all this. He's like, oh, I just heard you scope and unscope, and I heard you jump on that wall. And I'm going to take this opportunity to win the round with 1 kill, right? Because if you're doing that, it's somewhat probable that your usually second B player is not at B anymore, right?
And now it's really tough. The rotator here, who is that? And he comes by, and it's really hard. He doesn't have much choice. Honestly, what it might have not been a terrible play there is smoke out the cross for the T's to allow him to get to Coffin. Because I think the problem there was obviously Stan lurked the only possible gap that he had. As a rotator there, you basically can't throw any good flashes. You might be able to throw it over the roof. That would hit him. But by the time he's unblind, he could still hold the cross to backhaul and still cut off the important facet of the rotation there. So great play by Stan, but even more impressive by NRG to still win this match with something like that happen to them. It's a good chance for your team to crumble losing a round like that.
It's a huge setback. But more importantly, we're going to fast forward now to round 12. I believe the word verbiage here, and I hope I didn't take it from you guys, Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, so...
he's dancing here.
Yeah, that was a great one. So Ange burns JDM there, who had the op, by the way, and Cirque du Soleil kicks off with the 2nd and 3rd kills of the round here.
Nice whip.
Banging Cirque. I love it.
Jumping up on the car, not scared. He takes the first shot, gets an advantage, and says, you know what? We're strong. In Bulgaria, we don't shy away from a fight.
Well, just how much of a play is that for him to have jumped on the car like that and really, I mean, is it a bold move?
Well, I mean, it was kind of a directed play by the CTs, right? Because you saw the smoke land bottom. It's one of those like banana mid-round retakes, right? You smoke bottom B, you molly car wall, and then you molly out logs, right? So it's kind of like you lock them into the smoke behind them. So if anyone wants to come help them, they have to push through a smoke, which is disadvantageous. And then you use the Molotovs to ferret people out.
And that second guy he killed probably assumes after he jumps and gets the kill at car that he's going to be falling back to the corner. So that guy's like, let me swing on him. And Cirque just like, nope. Cirque de Soleil, baby. I'm swinging out these circles.
I feel like that's a good example of one of those kills where you hear people complaining about him being dumb for doing that. That's one of my most unfavorite or pet peeves. It's like, why would you do that? That's so dumb. It's like, obviously it's not dumb because you just fell for it, right? He literally just, he did that for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Well, we see NRG take that map 16-12. And albeit I don't think a scoreline we thought was really going to happen quite like that. Actually, quite the opposite, I believe, is what you guys.
Oh, yeah. I made the complete wrong call. Let it go on the record.
It happens, man. Don't feel bad. There are some people out there that always get it wrong. And those names shall not, they shall not be said. But anyway, we're going to be going into Train. That's going to be our last map of the night here between these two teams. What can we expect?
Yeah, I think Astralis will win it. I think that'll be the...
Sounds good, man. So we've got Astralis winning this one, and then VP a close second favorite coming into this one. But in all seriousness, what are we thinking, guys?
Liquid on Train. I had to cough a little there. I have a little phlegm in my throat here, and it might be NRG's chances that I'm coughing up.
It's going to be the phlegm going for the full rush there. I don't know if nothing's going to be able to hold it off there.
I do have something. One thing I've always liked about Liquid's Train is their outside rush. For some reason, it sounds very like newbie to say, but I've always loved the way, if you watch this match, I think we'll see it again. They like to choose when the CTs have low utility, or sometimes when they have full utility, they catch them off guard. They rush hell fast, and once they have hell control, their team swings on the E-box side because they know the remaining guys are like bomb trade. So that's one fun thing on Train. But overall, Liquid's always been a good, ever since Stan called, they've been a good methodical team on Train, and I think they just have a lot of confidence on that map. It's going to be tough for NRG to deal with.
It's going to be a tough one either way is what you're saying. Well, that does it for Train. We're going to be jumping over into, well, excuse me, it does it for Inferno. We're going to be jumping over into Train, and hopefully I avoid the train with my verbiage here as we go to a break. We'll be right back, so don't go anywhere.